Our story begins in the affluent neighborhood of Belle Haven, Greenwich, Connecticut. It was a place where the American dream seemed to have come to life. With its manicured lawns, stately homes, and a sense of safety that allowed children to roam freely. But on the eve of Halloween, 1975, this idyllic setting would be shattered by a horrifying event that would shock the nation. This is the story of the murder of Martha Moxley. Martha Moxley was a vibrant 15-year-old high school student, known for her cheerful personality and infectious smile. She was the kind of girl who made friends easily and was loved by everyone who knew her. Her family had moved to Belle Haven from California, seeking a peaceful and secure environment to raise their children. Little did they know that their lives were about to take a tragic turn. Living just across the street from the Moxleys was the Skakel family. The Skakels were no ordinary family. They were related to the Kennedys, one of America's most prominent political dynasties. The Skakel children, Thomas and Michael, were known to be unruly, but they were part of the tight-knit community of Belle Haven. The night of October 30th, 1975 was supposed to be a night of innocent pranks and teenage flirtation. It was Mischief Night, a tradition where neighborhood youth would ring bells and pull pranks such as toilet papering houses. But as the night wore on, the harmless fun would soon turn into a nightmare that would haunt the town of Greenwich for decades to come. As the evening of October 30th unfolded, Martha Moxley left her home with friends to participate in the Mischief Night activities. The group of teenagers moved from house to house, their laughter and chatter filling the crisp autumn air. At some point during the evening, Martha began flirting with Thomas Skakel, the older brother of Michael Skakel. The flirtation escalated, and according to friends, Martha and Thomas eventually shared a kiss. The group ended up at the Skakel residence, where the teenagers continued their evening of fun and flirtation. Martha was last seen falling together behind the fence with Thomas, near the pool in the Skakel backyard at around 9:30 p.m. The next morning, a chilling discovery was made. Martha's body was found beneath a tree in her family's backyard. The scene was gruesome. Martha had been brutally beaten to death. The peaceful community of Belle Haven was thrown into chaos. The murder of a young, innocent girl in such a safe and affluent neighborhood sent shockwaves through the town. The sense of security was shattered, replaced by fear and suspicion. The hunt for Martha's killer began. The Greenwich Police Department launched an investigation into Martha's murder. Pieces of broken 6-iron golf clubs were found near the body. An autopsy indicated that she had been both bludgeoned and stabbed with the club. The golf club was traced back to the Skakel residence, adding a chilling twist to the investigation. Thomas Skakel, the last person seen with Moxley at the night of the murder, became the prime suspect. However, his father, Rushton Skakel, was a powerful and influential man. He forbade access to his son's school and mental health records, creating a roadblock in the investigation. The case quickly became a media sensation. The murder of a young girl in an affluent neighborhood, with potential ties to the Kennedy family, was a story that gripped the nation. However, despite the media attention and the efforts of the police, the case went cold. The killer remained at large, and the Moxley family was left without answers. The case languished for decades, with no one charged. As the years passed, the case of Martha Moxley refused to fade into oblivion. Both Thomas and Michael Skakel significantly changed their alibis from the night of Moxley's murder. Michael, in particular, made a startling claim. He confessed that he had been window peeping in a tree beside the Moxley property from 11:30 to 12:30 a.m. This revelation, coupled with testimonies from 2 former students from Elon School, a treatment center for troubled youth, who claimed that they heard Michael confess to killing Moxley with a golf club, breathed new life to the case. In June 1998, a rarely invoked one-man grand jury was convened to review the evidence of the case. The grand jury, consisting of a single judge, was tasked with deciding whether or not there was enough evidence to charge Michael Skakel with murder. After an 18-month investigation, the judge made a decision that would shake the town of Greenwich once again. There was enough evidence to charge Michael Skakel with the murder of Martha Moxley. On January 9, 2000, an arrest warrant was issued for an unnamed juvenile for Moxley's murder. The unnamed juvenile was none other than Michael Skakel. He surrendered to authorities later that day, marking a significant turning point in a case that had remained unsolved for over 2 decades. Skakel's trial began on May 7, 2002, in Norwalk, Connecticut. He was represented by attorney Michael Sherman, The courtroom was filled with tension as Skakel, now a middle-aged man, stood trial for a crime he allegedly committed when he was just a teenager. His alibi was that at the time of the murder, he was at his cousin's house, but the evidence against him was mounting. On June 7, 2002, after weeks of testimonies and deliberations, the jury reached a verdict. The courtroom was silent as the verdict was read out. Michael Skakel was found guilty of murdering Martha Moxley. He was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. The Moxley family, who had waited for justice for over 2 decades, finally had their moment of closure, but the story did not end there. In 2023, Skakel was granted a new trial by a Connecticut judge who ruled that his counsel had been inadequate and that he was released on $1.2 million bail. The decision was a blow to the Moxley family, who thought they had finally seen justice served. The roller coaster of emotions continued when, on December 30th, 2016, the Connecticut Supreme Court ruled 4-3 to reinstate Skakel's conviction. However, the legal saga took another turn when the Connecticut Supreme Court reversed itself on May 4th, 2018, and ordered a new trial. On October 30th, 2020, the 45th anniversary of Moxley's murder, the state of Connecticut announced it would not retry Skakel for Moxley's murder. The decision marked the end of a long and tumultuous legal journey. The murder of Martha Moxley remains a chilling tale of privilege, mystery, and justice delayed. It serves as a stark reminder that even in the most affluent of neighborhoods, darkness can lurk just beyond the manicured lawns and stately homes. The story of Martha Moxley is a tragic tale of life cut short, a community shaken, and a justice system that, for many, failed to deliver.